Hi, we are talking to amazing people in construction and education about recruitment, training, and retention. Welcome to the Builders Table. I'm your host, Jennifer Wilkerson. So I'm really excited today. I have Tae Kang with us, and anybody that's heard about Harbor Freight's Tools for Schools, this is the day you need to listen because he is the program manager of this. And I know that we have teachers out there, schools out there. You do not want to miss this podcast because he has all the answers we've been waiting to have answered. So welcome, Tae.
Thank you so much for having me this morning. It's a real honor to be here and talk to you today about the great mission and the work of Harbor Freight Tools for Schools and our flagship program of Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Prize for Teaching Excellence. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, and I want to just jump right in about your mission, because I just remember when I first heard about it, I was like, this is so incredible. So tell us about your mission.
Absolutely. So Harbor Freight Tools for Schools is a program of the Smidt Foundation, started and founded by Eric Smidt, the owner and founder of Harbor Freight Tools, the national retail company. So we are a philanthropic program of his foundation. And our mission is to advance excellence in skilled trades education in U.S. public high schools. And we've been doing this important work since basically 2013, 2014. And I've had the great pleasure and honor of joining the organization back in 2016.
Well, it's just, if there's someone out there that hasn't heard about this, they must be under a rock, because you guys have done such a great job at talking about it. So skilled trades, why is the focus on the skilled trades? Tell us about that.
Absolutely. So it all starts with the generosity and life experience of Eric Smidt, right, our founder. He himself, back when he was a student, he had some struggles, especially academically, and school, like many students out there, school wasn't necessarily his favorite thing, but he had a trades teacher who really impacted him and motivated him and inspired him to graduate. And he then went on to start up, this incredible company, and has done really, really well. And when thinking about how to give back, right, how to support and who to support, he figured that he wanted to give back to trades teachers like the one who inspired him. And so it all starts with his generosity and life experience. And we know, from our research and our interactions and the work that we've done, that this work is incredibly important, right, to these skilled trades teachers who work so hard each and every day, right, who commit themselves to their students and to make sure that they can get jobs and careers and a life that they're really, really proud of and really passionate for.
I love that. And I love the fact that it all started with a trades teacher for him. That makes complete sense. And talk about a career pathway, right? Like we talk about, once you get a skill, you could do anything. And then he starts Harbor Freight Tools, which everybody knows. But I love that it's about giving back, and it's about helping these teachers, because you're absolutely right. They need help. They need some love. We need to highlight them. What about you? You're really passionate about this. So tell us a little bit about your passion.
Sure, absolutely. So I used to be a teacher. I taught in Catholic schools, and at the high school and middle school level. And it was a great joy and life-giving experience for sure. I taught both theology as well as social studies. But when I was teaching, I realized that, I can impact the classroom in front of me as a teacher, but I really wanted to impact classrooms across the city of Los Angeles, across the state, across the country. And so I felt that philanthropy was the route to do so. And joining this organization back in 2016 has given me that opportunity and dream of impacting classrooms all across the country. And hearing the life stories and seeing the communities really be impacted by this prize has been a great honor for me.
That's so good. I love when it's a teacher. So we're kindred spirits. I taught high school English for 13 years. So I'm right there with you. I just love the fact that it's about the teachers. So teachers are up for these incredible, incredible prizes to help them, to thank them. How do you select the teachers to even get into the running for this? How does that happen?
Absolutely. So that's a great question. So the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Prize for Teaching Excellence was launched back in 2017. This is going to be our 8th year of the prize. Its time has really flown by. We are awarding $1.5 million to 25 outstanding skilled trades teachers. It is a very thought-provoking and rigorous process. We are looking for the best of the best, and we are looking to spotlight the work that they do. And it is a writing intensive process, and we're upfront about that, at the beginning. And teachers are asked to talk about their life experience, their background, what inspired them to teach. They are asked to talk about their classroom, right? The culture they create, the classroom management, about their students, and about what kind of pathways they direct them towards. So they talk about this through their application, and then we have an independent panel of judges judge these applications that they receive. And then what we do is we get last year we got 1,009 applications. It was a record number. And from there, we get 50 finalists, all right, which we'll announce in June. And then from there, we will have a couple more rounds of judging. And then we get 25 winners, and which we announce in surprise celebrations in the fall of 2024.
That's so exciting. I bet everyone's just on pins and needles. So do they have to be nominated, or do teachers just find out about this and they apply themselves? How does that work?
That's a great question as well. So there is no kind of nomination process. Teachers are required or, encouraged to, apply for themselves, all right, and to share their stories. And they're meant to write the applications for themselves. And so it is meant for it's not like a voting process. It's not like a popularity contest. It's not like we're asking people to call in and, or text at this number. It's definitely not that. It's teachers, once they hear about it, they're encouraged to apply. And this year's prize launches on March 12th. And they have a deadline of May 3rd, Friday, May 3rd at 5 p.m. Pacific to submit their application.
Okay, so there's still time this year for them to get in and apply for this, correct?
Absolutely. So yeah, this is, one of the reasons we want to have this conversation now is so that we can kind of spread the word and, get people to look into the prize or hear about it, or rehear about it again, and re-look into it. And basically, we want to give people time before March 12th, to hear about this prize.
Yes, that's awesome. So high school teachers, right? Is it high school teachers only?
Yes, it's meant for public high school skilled trades teachers, automotive, welding, industrial technology, agriculture, mechanics, plumbing, HVAC. So the carpentry, the types of programs where, you use your hands and tools and your brain and your heart to basically create, build, repair objects and materials and infrastructure and products and all the other exciting things.
That's awesome. So what are you looking for? Let's give a little hint here and tell them, do you have anything? Is it just whatever sparks you guys in that year, or is it you're kind of specifically looking for some things?
Absolutely. So we're looking for teachers, we call it the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Prize for Teaching Excellence. So we're looking for outstanding teachers who will spend the time thinking about, reflecting about their careers in terms of writing the application. So we're looking for, passion. We're looking for teachers who exhibit leadership. We're looking for teachers who are able to kind of share and communicate and provide data, right, about graduation rates, about how many students get credentials, how many students go on to, find a career or in their industry, but also kind of the qualitative storytelling, right, as well, about the impacts that they've made, the lives that they've changed, the students who come back and say, you were the teacher who, changed my life, or, who motivated me, and all those kind of success stories. So we're looking for teachers who are able to kind of communicate and share those, right, who are able to talk about the love they have for teaching. But besides just saying, I love my students, right, we're looking for teachers who are here's some stories, here's some examples, here's all the work that I do inside and outside the classroom. But we're also looking for teachers who are forward thinking, right, who are willing to engage with a learning module video, which is like a 10 to 15-minute video about a topic that's expert-led, and kind of watch it and figure out, how can I improve my classroom, right? How can I take an idea or a practice here and implement that into my own classroom to improve for the future as well?
That's exciting. Just seeing the people that apply must be amazing. All the stories that you get, all the information. I would think it's really difficult to eventually get down to 25 teachers.
Absolutely. I think that's something our judges talk about all the time, right? It's like, there's so many great stories out there. There's so many, impressive classrooms, and being able to distinguish and determine who's going to win this year or who's a finalist this year is a big challenge, but it is something that our judges are really excited for, and getting to hear that. And, ultimately what happens out of that 1.5 million, right, is that, it's broken down between these 25 teachers, where there are 20 prize winners who each get $50,000, right? And that 50,000, 35,000 goes towards their program, and 15,000 goes towards their own pocket, right? And then there are 5 grand prize winners, where they each receive $100,000, with 70,000 going towards their program and 30,000 going towards their own pocket. And the money for their own pocket, they can use however they wish, right? Whether that's, traveling, or, doing home refurbishments, or, paying down, their child's student loans, or whatever they want to use it for, that's up to them. And the money for the program is meant for however they want to use it as well. And it's exciting to see all the improvements that they make into their classroom after they earn and receive these funds.
It is so incredible what you guys are giving away. This is so great, because not only does the classroom benefit, but you literally are saying thank you. You're saying thank you to these teachers, and you're saying, here, do something for yourself, because we know, number one, if you're a teacher, you don't have enough money for your classroom. You're spending your own money on your classroom. You do it right every year. You're getting everything ready, and you just go out and you just go ahead and do that, because we don't give enough money to CTE in general. We don't give enough money to teachers in general. But I love the fact that you're saying thank you to them, to their families, of what they're doing, and they get to take, and this is a lot of money. This is like impressive that you guys are giving this away each year.
Absolutely, right? Again, it's thanks to the generosity of Eric Smidt, right? That, and the prize money has increased over time, right? When we first launched this prize, it was at 500,000, right? And now in 2024, we're, giving away 1.5 million, right? Due to the success and the growth of this program, and as well as seeing how much impact it's made in these teachers' lives and communities. But yeah, it's the money for the teacher. We've heard so many times about how moved they are that they were able to buy their first home, or that they were able to, buy a dream item that they wanted, or, take their kids to Disney World for the first time, or, whatever they wanted. It's been really moving. But also that money for the classroom, right? It's exciting to see that, that this funds can't be used for, another department or for the athletic program. It has to be used for the skilled trades program, and the teacher can decide how they want to use it, whether that's buying new tools and equipment, or that's figuring out recruiting methods or scholarships, right? We give them the freedom to be able to choose how they want to use the money, and we don't require them to shop at Harbor Freight. All right, they don't have to only buy money from there. All right, this money is for however they want to determine and give it back to their program. So that's really, really been moving to hear those life and success stories.
Absolutely. I can't even imagine. And I just think of what I've heard for CTE classes. They really don't get much money to have to buy their materials, the equipment, the tools. And I've talked to people, and you may even know a better number than this, but I've talked to some teachers, and they're like, look, I get $8,000 a year, and I have to make that go with the curriculum I'm going to use. I have to make it go with the tools, the supplies. So I'm assuming you hear the same thing.
Absolutely. So funnily enough, there was some great research done by Rick Wartzman at the Bendable Labs, and he wrote a great article in Fortune magazine, recently, where he talked about that only 3% of our education budget nationally goes towards CTE programs.
That's right.
And that's not just for skilled trades, right? That's for all of career and technical education. So only 3% is used for that. All right. The rest is used for, other types of, academic and community colleges and stuff, but only 3%, which is shocking in many ways to hear.
And disappointing, shocking
right?
and disappointing.
Right, is exactly. So especially when we know the impact that CTE or career technical education and as well as skilled trades education can have on improving graduation rates, right? We know that, students who participate in these career technical pathways, education pathways, have a 10% increase in graduation rates, right? And 20% engagement rates. So like it is disappointing to hear that number, and we want to help supplement, what these teachers have to do, so they don't have to reach into their own pockets to buy, their tools or career, markers or anything like that. But what I do want to share also is it kind of an exciting, like a really positive development from the prize is that a lot of schools and districts, once they win the prize and they see how much work that the teachers have done, they've decided to take it upon themselves to kind of support the teacher more, right? So that they don't have to touch the prize funds, right? So they're like, this prize has been great leverage for these teachers in terms of getting other improvements with their schools and districts as well. So that's been really, really exciting to see, that where teachers are like, okay, now that I've won this, I've received this honor, but schools and districts want to help supplement that as well.
That's such a great byproduct. I mean, I wouldn't thought about that, but now the program's getting highlighted. Their school's getting to get some great publicity because they have these teachers in these career tech ed programs that are doing amazing work. So I just love that. In addition to the money, though, you guys offer a lot of things during that year that the teachers get to participate in. So I want to hear a little bit about what else they get to do besides getting fantastic prizes.
Absolutely. So we talk about that the prize is just the start, right? And that it's in many ways kind of a Trojan horse, right? It's our way to kind of get in the door. But, we want for these teachers, we feel that it's just the start of the relationship and not the end. And, we want to encourage them and invite them to many opportunities to collaborate with us. And one of the key opportunities, one of the biggest ones, is that of our Let's Build It, which is this annual summer convening, typically hosted in Los Angeles, where we bring together all the prize winners of all the years, right? And have them kind of meet and form a network of other, like-minded, excellent, skilled trades teachers, where they can share ideas, best practices, where they can have dinner together and share meals and kind of talk about what they're experiencing, and also to, reflect on how they can improve their programs and connect in other ways and work together on projects as well as ultimately, having good, hard fun, right? In terms of the work that they go into having Let's Build It, we also like to provide, a lot of social opportunities, whether that's, going to the beach or, playing or going bowling together, right? Those are some of the fun things that we like to build in terms of a community of outstanding skilled trades teachers together.
I can't imagine what goes on. Well, I can. I mean, these people probably get together and it's like an incubator, right? Like they're just going on and on about all the ideas. Do these ideas and best practices get shared anywhere or anything where people can see them?
Absolutely. So, our website, hftforschools.org. I'll say that again, hftforschools.org, or feel free to just search Harbor Freight Tools for Schools, and our website is there. We have, the results of kind of Let's Build It. We have some pilot projects that have come out, right? We have some we have some community impact projects there as well that the teachers have developed. But we also have on our YouTube channel several kind of webinars that we've hosted as well about, different topics ranging from like mobile welding labs to AI and how it's going to impact, skilled trades education. So there are a variety of different places where people can kind of get the work that we've done, including some research that we commissioned nationally a few years ago as well.
I love that. So not only do these teachers go one time, they get to keep going. So I imagine this is just growing this pool of teachers that are also getting to go to the beach or whatever it might be. Wherever, do you have it in the same place every year? Does it happen somewhere else?
So most years we've had it here in Los Angeles. During COVID-19, we had it virtually, like most events were. And then there was one year we had it in Denver, but our team is based here in Los Angeles, and we've had it here, especially in the summertime where the sunsets are beautiful and you get to go out into the ocean and stuff. So that's been a real positive for a lot of skilled trades teachers, because we bring people together from nationally, right? Like whether you're from North Dakota, or you're from Florida, or you're from Texas or Washington State, we're bringing people, Iowa, or we're bringing people from all over the country to come together. And yeah, in many ways, incubator is a great way to say, is like to share ideas and best practices, and form a family in many ways. That's the kind of word that our team shares, is that this is a found family that we're trying to build here.
What I love too is the fact that any teacher anywhere can go on to the Harbor Freight website. Like you said, they can either go to Harbor Freight Tools for Schools or just to Harbor Freight, look around, get connected to it, and they can see best practices and ideas and things they can use in their classroom. And teachers need this. They don't necessarily have time they want to be innovative. They want to do new things with their classes, but they can go here and see some of the incredible things this group of teachers have come up with.
Absolutely. So what we've done on our website as well is we have a great map of where all of our winners are located, and you can look through based on state, based on subject, and you can read through the bios of each of the winners as well, right? We provide those as well, so they can see like what that person's story and experience, as well as what made them an outstanding teacher. What are some of the kind of projects or curriculum that they've done? So we have that as well. On our YouTube channel as well, we have all of the learning module videos of the past, right? Where I talked about how on the prize there's a learning module video. We have different topics such as like how to strengthen relationships with counselors and administrators, because we know that that's often a challenge for skilled trades teachers, is getting onto the yearly schedule and how to get students into the programs. So that's one. Or we have one about leadership. We've had ones about integrating and incorporating academic classes such as math, right, into your skilled trades program. So we have a variety of really insightful and hopefully meaningful topics for skilled trades teachers out there.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure they're fabulous. Does the leadership lab, does that have to do with this program? Because I know you guys have a leadership lab.
Yes, the leadership lab is operated. The Harbor Freight Leadership Lab is operated by our collaborators and partners at Bendable Labs. They are based in Claremont, California, and they're kind of an offshoot and spinoff of the Drucker Institute, and they are an amazing thought partner. And what they do is they bring together teachers, administrators, state CT directors, people who are invested in and intrigued by skilled trades education and how they can really impact the sector nationally, even though they're from their own place, and how to gain the leadership skills to continue to advocate and promote skilled trades education in their own communities. So we've had former prize winners join, and they went from just being a teacher in their own silo to being an administrator for a school, right? We've had counselors and administrators come and learn about why this work's so important, but also share about what they've done in their own communities to make skilled trades education more accessible to students, and how to help other counselors kind of do the same. We've had administrators on the state level come and talk about how can I improve? How can I continue to figure out, in this educational landscape, how to make CTE and skilled trades education more desirable for all.
Absolutely. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like once students get in there and put their hands on it and realize that learning isn't always sitting at a desk. Learning is using your hands, which opens your mind, makes you more receptive to understand the theory and the concept. So I can imagine, I believe all of us need to work on that. So the Leadership Lab, who can be involved in that? How a teacher's out there and they're like, wow, what is this Leadership Lab? How do I find out more?
So there is a good application process. So if you go to our website, there is a kind of a yearly application process for that. So they can go to our website. There is a section for the Leadership Lab. They can click on that link and then they can go learn more, and they'll connect with our friends at Bendable Labs and especially the amazing Palada Tiller and Jamie Jones, who will be able to kind of direct them from there.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's just one more thing that you guys are offering. It's like, what does Harbor Freight not do for teachers?
Sure, right. We're investing in a lot of different ways to kind of see what works, right? We're a small but mighty bunch where we're trying a lot of different strategies, seeing what sticks, and always trying to adapt, always trying to continuously improve, and just excellently execute in as many ways as we can.
Yeah, that's great. That helps so much. You mentioned something too. You said something about research. So you all also commissioned some research. Tell us a little bit of that. What research are you doing?
Absolutely. So our research projects we commissioned back in 2019. We published in 2020. A lot going on that year, right? But back in 2020,
Can't imagine what was going on in that year.
Yeah, right. we had two kind of major research projects, and the first was a landscape project that we collaborated with an organization called Jobs for the Future. We wanted to see what kind of the landscape of skilled trades education availability was like in states all across the country. And what we found there is that, and what the research shows is that the availability of these types of programs is really inconsistent, right? And there are some programs in some states where it's really highly accessible for students, and others that are lacking in that way. And that was a kind of a big outcome there. And then the other big research project that we commissioned was with a group called NORC out of the University of Chicago. And this was kind of public opinion research to see amongst students, parents, and voters what their opinions and thoughts were about skilled trades education. And what we found was really staggering. It was that there is a huge amount of bipartisan support amongst Democrats, amongst Republicans, that skilled trades education is important and should be funded at a higher level.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Right, 75 to 80% of voters. Which is an absolutely an immense amount, especially in this era, right? That there is high desirability and support for these types of programs in their communities.
Yeah, I'm loving it, because I really do, and I say this to everyone that I can. I believe the pendulum is swinging back the other way. I believe career and tech ed, like it or not, but since COVID, terrible part, that happened to all of us. But really, people started thinking, what is education? What can you learn? How do you learn it? And with all that questioning, for me, it's like career tech ed, of course, is coming back. So I do see, I have some people that say, well, there's not very many programs or whatever. And I always tell them, look, shop class is not dead. It is not dead in America. It may have slowed down. It may be hard to find, but we are coming back and coming back strong. And thanks to programs like Harbor Freight's Tools for Schools, we're doing that. Now, you mentioned the research. I just got off on a little tant there because
that was beautifully said. I couldn't have said it better myself. If we were in church right now, it'd be probably people saying amen, right? For sure.
The research, where do they find the research? Because that sounds like great research. Where do we go to get it?
So actually at the Harbor Freight Tools for Schools website, hftforschools.org, there's also a tab for research there, and you can download and you can view and download the PDFs and the summaries and all that, and the graphics from there as well. So hftforschools.org.
That's good stuff. Yeah, I want to definitely see the research. So besides the fact that there's bipartisan support for CTE, was there anything else surprising, like from these research projects, anything that just stood out to you other than, people absolutely supporting CTE now?
I think that was the big finding and the real key one. But I think it was, amongst kind of students and parents, right? We often think that there is like a stigma around the trades, right? And what we found is like, I think you're right in that the pendulum is kind of swinging back, and that people are more open and, thoughtful, like, oh, this is an opportunity I didn't get to have, or this is something that my parents had, but I didn't get to have. I feel like this is something that could really be meaningful to me as well. And I think you're right that there is an interest in having more types of programs like this amongst students and parents as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is a great thing. That's what I've always said, that from my years of teaching, and I was teaching English, so not always everyone's favorite subject, but when you get kids up and moving, when you get them doing things, they just get it. They just understand it. And math and science, CTE, for construction, from our perspective, we are the hidden STEM. CTE is the hidden STEM, automotive, manufacturing, all of these things, because it's science and math put together, right?
Absolutely. And I taught social studies and theology as well. And you taught English. And what I think people, what I often say to people as well is that, there are some students who love reading Shakespeare and love who reading about, U.S. history, and that is what fires them up, and that's great. And there are students out there who love fixing cars, who love welding, who love the sparks flying as they weld, who love building homes and giving that back to, an unhoused family, a family in need, and that's what fires them up. And both are great, right? I think we often as a society want to value one or the other, but I think we can say both are incredibly valuable to society, and both are needed, right? I think, we want to let people follow their passions wherever they may lead, right? And I think in terms of the math, right, you're right, you're applying it so much in real life. And, people say that math is boring, or people say that, when am I going to ever use this? But when you're building a home and you're going to have that home be somewhere that, a single parent and their child is going to live for, after, months of struggling, like that's where math comes in. Right. And, there's, I don't know if you saw the movie, Oppenheimer, right? But like, there's a great line throughout that film that's like, theory will only take you so far. Right. And I think for math or for science, that theory can only take us so far, but having that real life application, right, makes it come to life for students, makes it really inspirational for them to see, like, this is what my brain and my head and my heart and my hands were able to do for a family out there.
Yeah, we need to make that our motto. Theory will only take you so far. That's perfect. I'm glad you started it here. It's going to totally go viral. Everybody's going to be saying it for career and tech ed. So I
do want to give credit to the movie. All right.
Absolutely.
It's a great movie by Christopher Nolan. So.
Oh, yeah, but it was you that pointed it out. I mean,
thank you.
Idea. Yeah. So I know that we're already at the end. I hate that. There is so much in this episode, this podcast, that is so good for so many people. Remind us the deadline, tell us where we need to go, everything that the teachers listening need to know.
Absolutely. So the 2024 Harbor Freight Tools for Schools Prize for Teaching Excellence will launch on March 12th. It's a Tuesday, March 12th. And the deadline for it is Friday, May 3rd, 2024 at 5 p.m. Pacific. Again, we will be awarding $1.5 million to 25 outstanding skilled trades teachers across the country. The skilled trades teachers must teach at a U.S. public high school, and that's been our focus. And we are excited for another year of applications, as well as celebrating and spotlighting these awesome teachers in fall 2024.
So you had 1,009, is that what you said, applications in 2023?
Yes, that is correct. We had 1,009 applications in 2023, and we're looking forward to getting as many or more in this year.
Oh, no, we need to blow this out of the water. Yeah, we need to blow this out of the water. Like, people need to listen to this and go and start prepping themselves to get ready to apply for these. And this is just incredible. I just absolutely hats off to everything that Harbor Freight Tools for Schools. From the minute that I heard about it the first time, I was like, are you kidding me? This is amazing that these teachers have this type of opportunity. So thank you for everything that you guys are doing. And let's just keep spreading the good word.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me on today, and thank you for all the work that you do, at NCCER, and to share this word. And a big thanks to, again, this is all thanks to the generosity of Eric Smidt, our founder as well as our leadership team, and all the work that our team is doing is just we're just trying to work hard each and every day to lift up skilled trades education and to advance excellence in this sector and across the country.
Well, you're doing a great job of it. So thank you. And thanks for being with us today.
Thank you very much for having me. And I hope to talk with you again sometime again soon.
Absolutely.